Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel on a Sunday evening at 5 to 9 p.m. And this is day 15 or 16 of Vlogmas, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the few books I want to finish by the time this year ends. We have like 2.5 weeks-ish left of 2024, and there's one that I 100% want to complete, but there's other ones that I definitely want to read before this year is over. However, I won't be heartbroken if I don't read those certain books, but there's one particular thing that I definitely 100% want to finish before this year ends. I can't tell if I'm like fully in frame, so I'm just going to move back a bit. So before I get into this video, make sure to like and subscribe to follow all of the rest of Vlogmas as well as everything that comes after it. And yeah, onto the video. So the first one is actually a full-on series. It's the Maze Runner series. I have all of the books here. All 5 books. I don't know how I'm holding them up with like my tiny hand right now, but I'm about 2.5 books in. They're not in order, but I've fully read The Maze Runner and The Scorch Trials. I'm halfway through The Death Cure, and I have The Kill Order and The Fever Code, which are book 4 and 5 to finish. So far I'm really enjoying it, but a goal that I set for myself like at the start of December was to finish this entire book series so that 2025 I can move on to other big book series, knowing I can finish them in like general, not necessarily because depending on the series it might take me longer to finish it, but the main ones I wanted to get to that are like Maze Runner levels series books of like they've had adaptations of them. The first one is Harry Potter, and the second is Game of Thrones, which I've not actually ever watched Game of Thrones, like the TV show. I started it and I got like 2.5 seasons into it, and then I just got so caught up with like college work and stuff that I never went back to watching it. So I might need to watch it again, but I'm going to start with the House of the Dragon book for the Game of Thrones series because that's the order it's actually technically meant to be in. But the Maze Runner series are the only books I have in physical form for this video of the ones I want to read. All of the other ones from this point onwards are Kindle books. The next one is the first book in the Dreamland Billionaires series, which is Fine Print. I've seen this series like literally everywhere, all over social media, like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and the main one I've seen is, I think it's the second book, which is Terms and Conditions. I've seen loads of quotes from that book, so I wanted to read the first book in this series by the time this year ends to know if I'm going to enjoy the series or not, and that way if I know that I enjoy the series, it's one to definitely finish towards the beginning of 2025. The third book in this list is one that's actually specific to the season right now. It is the last, or at least one of the last, on my holiday themed TBR. So I made 2 TBRs for December, a Christmas holiday themed books one, and then just a normal book one. And I've done really well for the Christmas themed books. I can't remember what was on my non-Christmas themed books, but I think I'm not doing too bad either way. But Holly's Jolly Christmas is, I think, possibly the last book on the holiday themed one, so I want to finish it not just before 2024 ends, but I want to read it before Christmas so that it's within its season. The next one is Bear Town. I found this one like looking at different books that I wanted to get to next year in 2025, and I found it, and the reason it moved up timeline wise of wanting to read it before 2025 rather than in 2025 is because I think I'm really going to enjoy this book, because it speaks a lot on, well, based on like the synopsis of the book, it mentions an ice hockey team, and I am a sucker. If you've been here for long, you'll know. I'm a sucker for any sports type book, like a sports team book. Even more so if it's romance based. It doesn't have to be, but I just enjoy the romance element of it. So I have a feeling I might like this one. However, I'm even more convinced now, because while I was looking at it, I saw that Hayley Pham and Sarah Caroli, who are, like, if you are in this book world, you probably know who they are, but they're two big book content creators, and both of them rated it very highly, like 4 or 5 stars. So that makes me even more want to read it. I don't even think that last sentence made sense, but it's 9 p.m. I'm like tired at this point. Now the last book is technically kind of like a new genre for me. So since I got into reading, I've stuck to pretty much the same genres: romance. I don't know what Maze Runner is. I think it might be contemporary or science fiction-esque, so that's a new genre. Like this, the Maze Runner series was an entire new concept for me. I got into reading through non-fiction, and then I turned to fiction, and I never really went back. But I've only really ever read fantasy, romance, and non-fiction. Although I'm reading less non-fiction now than I was when I first got into reading. And one of the goals I did for my 2024 wrap-up, which is a previous video I did, so go check that out if you haven't watched it already, I said that I wanted to get to new genres this year. Now within that, I'm also including genres within genres. So when I say romance, like I have stuck to like sports romance or like the cutesy romance. However, I want to explore the world of dark romance just to see if I like it. And I was like looking into a lot of books of where to start with dark romance, because I don't want to go like dark, like super duper dark straight away. And the book I found was Haunting Adeline, or Adeline, I don't know how to pronounce it. This is another book I've seen a lot on different platforms. I'm going to be honest, I don't know that much about this book in particular, but it's just a introduction level to that genre within the romance genre. But that is the collection of books I hope to get through in the next 2.5 weeks. Whether I'll actually get through every single one of them, I'm not sure. I'm going to be honest, if I can manage to get through the Maze Runner series by the time 2024 ends, I'll be happy, because that is a big goal of mine accomplished. But I do want to read other books and get through them before 2024 ends, other than the Maze Runner books, which is why I put some others on this list, so that I'm not constantly with this. But it also encourages me to read a bit more, because I feel like if I'm in a series and it's one after the other straight away, depending on the series, I can get quite bored. So it just helps it break it down if I end up not enjoying some parts of these books, which hasn't been the case so far, other than the second book. But I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, because I'm going to do an entire video of me reading the Maze Runner series and giving the ratings and reviews in every single one. But yeah, that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for the next Vlogmas video. Bye!